I've created over 2,000 video sales letters across 48 different industries, and today I'm going to show you our exact video sales letter formula that has generated us over $25 million in sales. Now, before I reveal the first box, let me address the elephant in the room. Do you even need a video sales letter in the first place? The short answer is absolutely, unequivocally yes. There are so many studies that show that the majority of buyers make their buying decision long before they book the sales call or walk into your store. In today's highly competitive, information abundant marketplace, your prospects don't want to have to get on a sales call in order to learn more about your offer. Actually, quite frankly, if you're forcing them to get on a sales call, they're just not going to get on the sales call. They're going to go to your competitors who are offering more information before they're asking them to book. And that's because prospects want to get to know you before they're even going to make a decision whether they want to work with you or not. So if you're trying to compress an entire sales process into one 60-minute call, it's likely the reason why you're having low show-up rates, low close rates, low cash collected, et cetera, et cetera. Now, compare that to the person that gives the prospect all the information that they need and even persuades them why they're the solution to the problems. That person's always going to have more bookings, higher show-up rates, higher close rates, and higher cash collected. And the most efficient way to educate and inform and persuade your prospects is going to be through a video sales letter. So let's walk through what you need to do to create your own. The first thing you need is you need to create some pain in your video sales letter. Now, the reason why we do this first and the reason why we do this at all is for a few different reasons. The first is going to be you need to have a gap in order to see change. If there's no gap in the prospect's mind, then they're not going to pull out their credit card and pay you any money. So if they think that everything's just okay or the pain's not that great, then there's no reason for them to book a call. There's no reason to pay you thousands of dollars to get the solution. And if they don't even know that there's a problem in the first place, well, then you definitely don't want to speak to those people because once again, there's not enough gap between where they are and where they want to be. The other reason why we like to start with pain as the first element of a video sales letter is because it helps identify the right people. So for example, the one that I'm going to give here is going to be for like a fitness offer. So as you can see this example in the top box here, I say, embarrassed to see yourself naked, ? So I might start a video sales letter with that very bold statement. I'm going to say, hey, are you embarrassed to see yourself naked? What does that do? Well, first of all, it's going to create a gap and it's going to attract the people that are embarrassed to see themselves naked. And nobody wants to be embarrassed to see themselves naked. And so by automatically saying that in the very beginning, I'm creating this gap from like, okay, they do want to see themselves naked, but they're embarrassed to do so right now. That's that gap. The second thing I'm doing is I am identifying the right people. So by saying embarrassed to see yourself naked, anybody who is not embarrassed to see themselves naked are immediately going to drop off this video sales letter. And that's why a lot of people, when they're looking at video sales letters, they always look at kind of the retention curve, which is how long somebody watches the video sales letter, like almost like a YouTube video. And they think, oh, if I have this big drop off in the very beginning, that's a bad thing. I don't want a big drop off. Where I actually argue that you do want a big drop off because as I've talked about in a few of my other videos where I go through video sales letter funnels and different funnels you can create to scale your offer, the percentage of the market that is actually your ideal avatar is always going to be a small percent of a small percent. So whenever you're running big marketing campaigns, whether through organic content or through paid ads, you're trying to get this huge audience to this one page, and then you're only trying to extract out the small 1% to 3% of people that are your ideal customers. And if you do this earlier on in the process, like in the first 3 seconds of the video sales letter, then you won't have to deal with it later on in the process, like having unqualified people that don't have any pain show up on your sales calls and waste everybody's time. Okay. So that's why we always start with the pain and the problem.
If you want my help installing any of these systems in your business done for you, be sure to book a call with my team down below.